Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. And so for today's pick a card, we're going to be doing, let me get my notes real quick. It says your first impression of your future spouse. So this is basically going to indicate, like, we meet people all the time, right? Like, we meet people all the time. We have impressions of them all the time. So this is going to be like, what is that specific first impression of your future spouse that's going to clue you in to let you know that this is your person? What is that first impression you're going to get about them? So we have 4 groups in front of us today. Our first group is Hematite Quartz. That's group 1. Group 2 is Blue Apatite. That's group 2. Group 3 is this piece of amber. That's group 3. And last, group 4 is Spirit Quartz. This is group 4. So take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need more time. The way pick-a-cards work is you pick one of these crystals and then either group 1, 2, 3, or 4 based on whatever crystal that you selected for this reading. You go to the timestamps below in the description box of the video or in the comment section and click on the timestamp that from the group that you picked, and it'll go like fast forward you straight to your reading. So with that said, without further ado, let's get into the reading, starting with group number 1, the Hematite Quartz. Hey, group 1, this is if you picked the Hematite Quartz right here. Such a cool stone. I bought this stone because this little thunderbolt of like red through it, which I thought was really cool. So let's get into your reading. So I'm going to draw 3 oracle cards to start with. We are going to start with an animal oracle card from the Kim Kranz deck. And for you guys, we have Sea Serpent. Then I'm going to get a card from the Citadel of Fantasy Oracle deck, and this deck's by Fez Inkwright. Let's get a card for group 1, first impression that they will have of their spouse, future spouse. And we have the Scholar. Very cool. Then I want to get a love story oracle card as well for you guys. And then we're going to pull some tarot cards. I wanted to keep this a very tarot heavy reading, but we'll see what happens. So let's see. So for your next oracle card, we have Family. Cool. And then let's get some tarot cards. I'm pulling tarot cards from a deck I don't use often, Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong. So let's get into it. I feel like giving this deck a good shuffle. Yeah, one good shuffle should do the trick. Okay, let's draw. This card kind of wants to come out. I'm going to put it right below the Scholar. And we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm taking reversals with the deck because they have actual pictures for the reverse images as well as the upright. Okay, let's see. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant upright, the 3 of Cups upright, and the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's get into your reading. Okay, let's get into your reading. So first, we have Sea Serpent, indicating that when you meet this person, it's going to feel very much like you're coming full circle, right? You're going to be coming full circle. I think you're going to see this coming. I think that there's going to be events in your life that are going to be kind of counting down backwards from a previous time in your life when you were really in love with someone. So the last time that you were like deeply in love with someone, there were certain events that kind of like, how do I put this? When you were in love with this person in the past, right? There were certain events that happened afterwards, right? After the breakup or after you found out you were in love with them, certain events that happened from this great love, whether you were in a relationship with them or not, there were certain events that happened. They're going to be happening in reverse order before you meet your future spouse. So there's kind of a vibe, a little indicator that you're going to be kind of coming full circle here. This could deal with some kind of planet in your astrology chart. Maybe, this is just an example. It could really be anything. I'm not a pro with astrology, so take my example with a grain of salt. You'd have to apply it to yourself, basically. But it could be that maybe like Venus is transiting like your first house when you were falling in love with this person, and then as it goes to your seventh house, it's like going through the planets in a way that's like reverse order or backwards, if that makes sense. So basically, you're going to be getting a lot of things happening in reverse order when you meet your future spouse. That's kind of your way of knowing that this is happening. It could be, for example, I'm getting this kind of is that you guys, when you met your last person in love, it was more of a retrograde situation. And then when Venus goes back into like full motion, I don't even know what it's called, regular routine, right? That's when you actually meet this person when it passes over a similar point in your chart or something like that. So that's just a little side note. But for the most part, this is like a karmic kind of thing. This is like something coming full circle, something coming to a completion or a point. This could also be some kind of wish being fulfilled, that you had a desire after you broke up with the previous person. Like, I never want to be with someone who is like, with the scholar here, it might be you thought like, I'm never going to be with someone again who's uneducated. Like, I don't want to be with someone who's uneducated or doesn't know what's going on in the world. I really don't want that. I want someone who like really can apply themselves and like learns things very well. Because I see that's one of the first impressions you get of your spouse too, jumping ahead a little bit. But yeah, with the sea serpent here, it's just basically indicating that a wish is coming true. Something's coming full circle, right? You're returning to the point where you made the wish. You're coming to an understanding of why you wanted this in your life, and you're receiving it, essentially. It's like a manifestation coming through, or like coming to pass, but it probably was a thing that you didn't like technically like manifest in a very like forceful way, is kind of what I'm saying. I think it was just a wish, or kind of like what's that called, where you have like a little promise to you. It's like a little promise to yourself, like, I'm never going to be with a person like this again. And maybe you guys suffered with the sea serpent card kind of coming back and cycling through people like this in your life. So the way you're going to know this is your future spouse is you're going to be feeling like this is coming full circle, like, whoa, this is the person to undo all the past pain. This is the person to undo all the past trauma that I've dealt with in my relationships, right? So let's get further into it. I do think with the family card here, you are going to meet this person through a family member or someone in your family. Take that if it resonates. If not, this person's probably going to have children, and they might have children that are very curious about you or that like you, a very young child that might actually take a liking to you as like an older person. And they might say like, wow, she really likes you. Normally she's pretty shy, referring to their child, right? Or something like that. And then this person's like kid like feels good around you or something like that. The thing that I'm seeing for most of you though, is it's just someone you're going to meet through family, right? I do see with this little child's hand holding this person's finger, I do think that you're going to notice this person's way with children. And so a first impression you're going to get, maybe not right off the bat if children aren't around, but as soon as you see them with children, I think you're going to feel like, whoa, they're actually really good with kids. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I think it's going to become as a surprise, because I think on the surface, one of your first impressions when you meet them is they're very scholarly or they're very intellectual. I think this person could wear glasses or have like specific tools around them that they like to use for specific things. Like, they might, like, this is an extreme example, but they might carry like a calculator with them, or they might carry like tools or books. A good example of this, like using it in my life, like I always have this backpack that I carry around with like all these like, they're not really astrology books, but they're like books about your destiny. And so it's like I always carry those around to like reference them and stuff like that. So this person might have reference materials like that, like research materials on hand. Like, say they're a doctor or something, they might actually carry a stethoscope in their car or something like that. This person has like little tools and stuff on hand for them to use at any given moment. And they seem very smart. They seem very intellectual. There's something very scholarly about them, or they look very smart. They look very like with it, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So that's just initial first impressions from the oracle cards. Let's get into the tarot cards, and I will kind of be going over how you guys meet each other, the situation that's happening, kind of. First of all, with the Three of Cups, I do feel that you feel like this person is good in groups. So even though they're very intellectual, even though they're very smart, you see they have a way with people. They have this way with people that almost gets the whole group involved. Like no one feels left out is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. You might also get an impression if you get this person alone. I actually would recommend when you're with your future spouse, if you start to notice this person, you start to notice someone who's very intelligent and scholarly, or you notice someone who's really good with kids, and you think like maybe this is my future spouse. I would suggest hanging out with them in groups first for the most part, because honestly, I do see with the Two of Cups here, maybe one of the first times that you're alone with them, or if you're trying to get them alone in a social situation, they might be a little off-putting to that, because I think the group takes precedence over like interpersonal dynamics as far as like, how do I put this? This is a person who's not going to be like antisocial. We'll put it this way. They're not going to be antisocial. This is a person who enjoys their friends. They are really loyal to their friends. They're loyal to the group atmosphere. They enjoy celebrating things, and they enjoy like everything being like kind of like a big party is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With Two of Cups, this just indicates that they've had more issues on one-on-one relationships than they've had in groups. So for example, when they get to a position, this is not the type of person who is gonna like want to, or at least this is the impression they're giving, right? They're giving you kind of and this is coming through as a little bit of a negative, so keep that in mind. You guys are gonna have this impression of them a little bit. It's almost gonna be a little negative. I don't think it's gonna last, right? Even though it's a negative impression, I think they prove you wrong over time. But the main thing that I'm saying is you might think they're a little too social and they're not focused on one-on-one connections. Like they're not interested in having a relationship is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That you guys might think they're not interested in having a relationship, or you don't think they're ever going to want to hang out with you on one-on-one. Maybe your future spouse doesn't make attempts to want to hang out with you one-on-one when you guys first meet, or they don't know that you're interested in them or something along those lines. Because I do see that you feel like this person, they might even share some stories that they've had relationships in the past that didn't work out. And so this person might seem like they're not the type of person for a relationship, but they are. It's just that the vibe of friendship takes more precedence in their lives than the vibe of romance, right? Like I think this person definitely wants like a best friends first kind of vibe is definitely kind of the thing that's coming through. They want a best friends first kind of vibe. Yeah, I think that they'll grow to love romance with you, and they'll grow to have an intimate connection with you, and they'll grow into this position where it's very romantic, very intimate, very like passionate in that way. But because it's reversed, it's almost showing up as like a little bit of a block that they have. And so you might notice this is a little bit of a thing that they have. It's actually funny because I'm feeling like the people watching this pile are good with people like that. Like, I feel like you guys will handle this block very, very easily. I feel like you guys are really good at breaking down barriers to get close to people on a one-on-one kind of intimate connection. I feel like you guys are amazing at that. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with this. This is just an initial thing that you guys are kind of seeing in them, that they have this kind of thing going on. With Five of Cups, I see that you're going to feel very positive about this connection. You're going to be looking at the glass half full. So if there's been connections in the past where you've always been pessimistic about the person, or you thought like, no, this person's not going to work out because they don't have this, they don't have this, oh my gosh, they don't have this. You're looking at the deficiencies in the connection. I feel like with this person, it's going to be hard to either find the deficiencies in this connection, or you're choosing to look at things positively. There's this vibe that you're in a place in your life where you're looking at things positively. Your first impression of them is very positive. You're kind of seeing like, wow, like I like them. Like it's a glass half full kind of vibe for sure. And I feel like this person, with the Five of Cups indicating those glasses of spilled milk, right? Or the spilled cups. I am thinking that this person is very with it physically. So what do I mean by that? They're not clumsy. They're not going to be dropping things, spilling things. They're very with it, like, how do I put it? They have good motor control over their body, which is interesting because they're very scholarly, and almost I'm feeling like they're kind of intuitive in a way. With investigation and research, they might give the impression, they might look on their phone a lot to research things, like in a group situation. As much as they love people, when they're looking something up on their phone, they might actually access their phone really quickly and like look something up real quick to like bring it up into the group dynamic. Their friends might ask them all the time to like look things up basically, or like, hey, can you look this up or something like that. So that's the main vibe that I'm getting. I'm going to cover these two cards next. With the Hierophant here, I feel like you're going to meet this person in a very like traditional setting is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And I feel like this person comes off a little bit traditional, or this person like likes traditions or aspires to have traditional roles in life. Um, It's interesting. I'm wondering if you guys watching this are unconventional or if you feel like you're unconventional or something like that, because I'm seeing that like you guys watching this reading, you might be feeling, I'm getting this vibe that you're feeling like, oh man, traditional person, like I don't know if I want a traditional person, but I'm feeling like this is actually going to blend really well with your personality, to be honest. It's in the upright, which indicates that it's something that's going to feel natural, it's going to flow, it's going to be easy. But I do feel like this person might even assume like a teaching role with you, if at all possible. I feel like this person is so smart and intelligent, they might assume like in a position of leadership in discussion with you, if that makes sense. So I feel like if you guys are the type of person that really gets along well with people who are like sharing their wisdom with you, I think this is the right person for you. Just because this is kind of the general vibe that I'm getting, is that this person has kind of like a position of power in their intellectual, even if they don't share information with you or teach with information with you, they have this feeling of power in whatever job they have. So you might get this vibe that they're an authority of some kind. They have this authoritative presence. If you guys are worried that you don't want someone to talk down to you or anything like that, I don't see them talking down to you. I don't see them like criticizing you at all or making you look stupid in front of a group of people or anything like that. This person's very aware of not making people look stupid in front of a group. This person's definitely on their game with like emphasizing positive aspects in people. Like with the Three of Cups being the center energy here, they're definitely of the vibe of like, make everybody look good in my group. Like whoever's in my circle, I'm going to make them look good, right? The thing with the Hierophant here that I'm seeing is this person, it's just that you see them as an authority, right? So whatever area of knowledge they have, you see them as an authority in this knowledge. You're like, whoa, man, you really like, it's either they have a whole bunch of degrees and you're like, wow, they have this, and this degree, right? So that, wow, they've really gone through school. They've really done it. Like they have this authority, or the way they disseminate information towards you. You're like, whoa, this person is like on point, right? Like, and maybe there's something, even a shared intellectual interest. That could be the first impression. I'm not seeing that so much in the cards, but there's something about you understanding their intelligence and their intelligence feeling on a higher level than you, if that makes sense. Like it's almost like there's someone you can really respect and look up to as far as like how they expand and teach and express their knowledge. I'm hoping I'm making myself clear there. I just want to point out that this person's not going to be like talking down to you, or they're not going to make you feel stupid or anything like that. That's something that's coming through very clearly here. This person is going to like lift you up. I feel like this relationship continues with your spouse, you'll get more intelligent as time goes on because they're so intelligent. It kind of like rubs off on you is kind of what I'm seeing. So yeah, there's that too. With Eight of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this person, you might get the vibe that this person doesn't like routine, or this person doesn't like to do the same thing over and over again. I think this person, which is funny because they're very traditional, they like traditional things, but they like newness within those traditional things. So for example, they might specifically really enjoy like, restaurants or reading books or something like that, but they have to read different books all the time. Like they can't read the same information over again without getting like really bored. Like they have to constantly be expanding their mind and their knowledge. So Eight of Pentacles just generally represents someone who's doing the same thing over and over again. It's like repetition that breeds success. So this person doesn't really have that quality to them. They have more of a like, I've done it once and I'm going to put it aside, or I've done it this time, I'm going to not do it again, right? They have this vibe like that. They definitely like adventure, which is interesting because with the Hierophant here, I feel like they like traditional forms of adventure, but they still like adventure. So this actually is funny because I'm getting the message that this is right up your guys' alley. I feel like you guys also like adventure, but you like to know what you're getting yourselves into is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. So that is what I'm getting for that. I'm going to roll the Astro dice just to see if I get any other placements. And we have the 11th house, Pluto, and Scorpio. This person could represent a major transformation in your life when they come into your life. And yeah, with the 11th house here, groups and organizations are going to be important for this person. So it expands more than just their friend group, but like bigger groups, bigger organizations, community events, charity events could be important for this person. Okay, let's get some traits for physical. Okay, let's see what the physicality is. Okay, so first impression of them is they are a good kisser. So first kiss is going to be good. You're going to think, wow, when they kiss you, their voice is also really nice. You're going to have a very good first impression of their voice. I feel like it's a voice you can respect is kind of the thing I'm seeing and hearing. It's like, the thing with the scholar card here is it's like what they say is important, but also like how they say it is important. And so I feel like how they tell you things is important. So it's not only like, it goes back to the Hierophant card here where they're not going to talk down to you or make you feel dumb or anything like that. It's literally how they share information that is important here. And they do it with the way that the tone of their voice. They don't have like a condescending tone to their voice. They really share the information in the most loving, complete way possible. Feet, they might have nice feet. You might notice that they have feet that you like. They have really nice skin. Whatever kind of skin you like, they're going to have that. Clean. I'm also reading these energies, just so you guys know, is energies that resonate with things you already like in people. Like stuff that's already your type. That's what these energies are representing that I'm pulling right now, these physical energies. So with nose, they're probably going to have a nose that you already like. If you like a specific type of nose on your partner, they're going to have that nose. And hair. They're going to do their hair in a way that's pleasing to you guys. I do feel like this person might switch up their hairstyle a lot with the Pluto card here and the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this person switches up their look a lot in general. So I feel like things that have to do with their look, they switch up quite a bit. Yeah, so their hair might be different oftentimes. They might go through different types of hairstyles. They might dress differently at different points in their life. These things right here, nose, clean, skin, and feet, are things that are all going to be in place the whole time. Like this person, I think that these things are like factors that really like entice you towards them, at least in the beginning, right? Like you notice they're not like too rough around the edges. Like they're with clean cut. It's kind of like reminding me of someone who's like got their shit together, basically. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys really enjoyed this reading or you like this reading in any way, shape, or form, please like or comment below. If you really, really enjoyed the reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're posting pick cards like this. Usually it's like once every 1 to 2 weeks. But yeah, there's no real set schedule. It's just kind of whenever I get the motivation to film. But anyway, yeah, with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. We're going to move on to group 2 with the blue Apatite. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. It was such a blast. It was so fun. I hope you got something out of this reading and you learned a little bit about what your first impression that you're going to have of your future spouse. Thank you again. Goodbye. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the blue Apatite. So this is your crystal and this will be your reading. All about your first impression of your future spouse. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with some oracle cards first. We're going to start with the Animal Spirit Oracle by Kim Krans. We're going to get an animal for you guys to... Ooh, we have hyena. Cool. Okay. Then we're going to also get a... This is the Citadel Fantasy Oracle by Fez Inkwright. And we're going to get one of these cards for you guys as well. And we have the Assassin. The Assassin says ruthlessness and conviction. Then we're going to get a Love Story Oracle card. Draw this one. And we have for your Love Story Oracle card, we have forgiveness. Wow. These are some powerful energies. I wouldn't be surprised if people watching this, if their future spouse is a Scorpio or if you guys are Scorpios. It's kind of giving me like very intense, like like 8th house kind of energy is kind of what I'm getting so far. Let's pull your tarot cards so I can get a clear picture of what's going on. Okay, let's give these cards a good shuffle. This deck is also the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wan. I almost forgot to mention that. So let's get one more shuffle. Then we'll pull tarot cards for this group, and then we'll get right into your reading. Cool. Okay. Let's draw. We have for your first card, we have Judgment in reverse. Your next card, we have Two of Wands. Then we have the Emperor. We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and we have the Knight of Swords. It was all like, trying to make sure these are aligned straight, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes I can't tell because the camera, I record these videos on my phone, and so I don't have like a screen to look at to see how the cards are laid out. Okay, so, oh, that looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, so let's see. I know we mentioned Scorpio energy, but I just want to point out we have a fire symbol here, and the Assassin's also a fire element card. So we have double confirmation of fire element energy. So if you do not resonate with this person being a Scorpio, they could be one of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I want to go ahead and say probably Aries, or a sign ruled by Mars, because we do have the Emperor here as well. So just keep that in mind. For some of you, this is a person with forgiveness here who's someone from your past that you guys had a situation where you both, one person wronged someone else, and there's a sense of forgiveness, someone coming back to forgive the other one. I feel like this is them forgiving you, but it could also be you forgiving them. Here's the thing. I think the only reason you forgive them, or that they forgive you, is because they've changed and they've realized some things. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. That this person's changed, they've realized a lot, they've learned a lot, and they're coming back way more powerful than they used to be. I feel like there's this vibe here that this person used to be a weakling, or this person used to be not strong or not assertive or something like that. But this person has grown in spades. Like, this person is powerful. First of all, they're very, very powerful. They understand what they want, and they're not afraid to go for it. They also have developed their own unique sense of humor. This sense of humor has a dark side to it. I'm just warning you guys. This person has, like, now this might not be your pile, right? If you pick this pile and you're like, this does not sound like my vibe, this is probably not your pile, because I see that this person could be someone from your past. Now, if this is not a person from your past and this is a brand new person, I do see that one thing that is going to be initial in your connection that's going to happen right off the bat is they're going to help you forgive someone, or you're going to help them forgive someone who's wronged them. With conviction here, I feel like this person is very strong in their opinions. They have, like, they're not wishy-washy about their viewpoints either. They're very, like, strong in their opinions. They have a structure and order to their self. With Emperor here, they have a very strong sense of self. They have a very strong sense of identity. That's why if this is a person who's coming back from the past, they've grown in spades. They have a strong sense. They know who they are. They're not wishy-washy anymore. They know who they are. They've grown in spades. They have a sense of conviction. With Assassin here, I'm getting the vibe that and Hyena, that they've almost been through some shit, right? They've been through some things that have been tough, but in a way that's not like tough like it hurt them, but tough as in it toughened them, right? Like, this person has a thicker skin now, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And so with ruthlessness here, I think this person, with your first impression of this person, whether this is someone from your past or not, the vibe that I'm getting is this person is, like, really sure that they want you, right? You're going to get the vibe that this person is sure that they want you. There's a sense of, like, security, in the sense that this person is, like, definitely making moves towards you. There's nothing going to be wishy-washy about it. They're not going to be like, oh, well, I kind of like you, or I don't kind of like you. It's like, no, I like you. I want you. Let's make it happen. With ruthlessness here, They might be a little bit pushy. So, if you guys, this is good though, because if you guys are the types that put up walls, or you think like, I don't, you push people away, maybe this is person who's not going to let you do that to them. They're not going to let you push them away. This person also is very dark and mysterious. I am sticking to that Scorpio vibe. They have to have Scorpio placements or something. There's this vibe here of like dealing with grief or dealing with the depths of the soul or something like that, that gives them this kind of dark, moody kind of vibe. With Hyena here, they have like I was going back to the sense of humor. Your first impression is going to be like, whoa, this person's sense of humor is dark. Like this person has like a wicked, dark sense of humor. I think their jokes are not, how do I put this? They're not really light or fluffy. They're kind of like, the word violence coming to mind, but not violent in like a negative way. Like, how do I put this? It's violence, like also the wrong word. That's just like the flavor that's coming through, is that they have like a punch to them. The jokes have like a punch. I think they're just dark. Like they have a dark sense of humor. It's a little twisted. This person could work in the medical field, because I know some people who work as like EMTs and stuff, they develop this kind of sense of humor. They develop that kind of darker side to their sense of humor. This person deals with stuff like that. They might deal with like death, destruction, darkness, something like that in their career. With Assassin here, I feel like this person, they have this vibe that like if they're going after something or they're trying to get someone or something, they always achieve it. It's like the eye on the prize. This is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with Assassin here. It's like they've been booked out for a mission, they're going to go for it, and they're going to achieve it, and they're going to get it. I feel like this person is really good at, if you assign this person tasks, your future spouse tasks, they're going to be really good at completing those tasks with like accuracy and precision. Here's the thing. With 10 of Cups here, they have this person, your first impression of them is that they don't get along with their family. This person has this vibe where how do I put this? There's like family drama is basically what I'm getting. I think this person with the 10 of Cups being in reverse with a block here, I think this is going to be something that initially is going to bother you guys about this person. You're going to think like, man, like they don't really get along with their family. I'm really close with my family, right? Like, how come they don't get along with theirs? It's because they're kind of meant to be adopted citizens in your family, essentially. You're not meant to like engage with their family too much. They're kind of meant to strike out on their own and like find their own path, and they're mainly gonna join your family. So, this could also be the other way around, definitely. So for example, if you guys have a rough family and you don't want anyone near your family, you're like, I'm done with my family. Like I don't want to deal with them, whatever. This person's going to have the supportive family unit that you were craving, and then this person will bring you into their family unit, basically. There's something about one of you coming from a dysfunctional family and one of you coming from a really well put together, happy home life. And it's kind of like the other one becomes an adopted citizen into that person's world. So whatever the case is, you're going to recognize that their family, with it being in reverse, I'm thinking more that you're going to see their family as the dysfunctional one and your family is functional, but it could be the other way around, where you're seeing that they're saying your family is dysfunctional, and and you're kind of thinking, man, they have a really good family, they have a really good home life, they come from a really good like family. I wish I could be in a family like that. And so what's going to be one thing that is like a first impression about this person? You'll know what impression this is based on your own family situation, right? If your family situation's bad or good, you'll know what their family situation is going to be like based on that. With Emperor here, yeah, they have a strong sense of self. I think they definitely know what they want. That's something that's coming through. I know I've mentioned that, but that's something that's coming through very strongly that you guys need to know, is they know what they want and they want you, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, or that's the impression they're giving you, basically. With Judgment in reverse, I think some people in your life, the first message I got with this card is that some people in your life don't necessarily like this person as much as you do. They might think like it's weird that you're dating them or something like that. This is going more into the first impressions of like friends that you have. And I'm seeing friends more than family, right? Because I'm seeing the family dynamic, however it works out, whether you join theirs or they join yours, that part of it works out really well. It's just that I'm seeing some friends having some beef with it or something like that. These might not even be friends you're particularly close with. The other thing that I'm seeing is this person has like a commanding voice, right? To the point where if they want to, if they like yell or get upset, it can freak people out a little bit. I don't think they do it all the time. But like I'm actually hearing they do it rarely, but it's one of those things where if they do get really, they can get to a point where they make an impact. Let's put it that way. They can get to a point where if they want to, they can make an impact. With Knight of Swords, they're not afraid to share their opinion in a group situation, even if that opinion contradicts what other people think and other people believe. They're not afraid to state their opinion forcefully, right? This is the type of person that like, how do I put this? This is coming through as like a storyline, right? So if you guys have had this in the past, please comment below, because I'm getting the vibe that you guys have had relationships in the past where people didn't stand up for you. They either lied to their friends or family about dating you. They like hid you. They like kept you secret. I'm seeing this person with Knight of Swords here is not afraid to like show up in the relationship and show other people that you're their person, right? They definitely want you as that here's the thing. Your first impression of them, right? This is all about your first impression, right? This is all the vibes you're getting right off the bat from them. And this person's giving you a lot, right? I think this person's so forthright. There's not going to be much guesswork. They're going to basically let you know all these things about them right off the bat. It's going to be like really quick and clear. Like I'm this type of person and that's that, right? With Knight of Swords here, I am seeing that this person's not afraid to show you off in situations, right? They're not afraid to show you off to their friends. They're not afraid to show you off to their family. They're not afraid. They're proud of you, essentially. That's the vibe you're going to get. First impression of them is that they're very proud of you, is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. Also with Two of Wands here, I feel like this person makes you feel like anything's possible. That's kind of a feeling you're going to get when you're around them, is that, oh my God, anything's possible. Like there's electricity in the air. Anything's possible. We can do anything. We can be anyone. We can go anywhere. With Assassin, there is this vibe of like secret agent. Like this person feels like a secret agent or someone who's like a top secret mission person or something. There's this vibe that this person is like sexy in that kind of way. Like they have this kind of mysterious yet forthright vibe. Yeah, I'm getting like strong energy that this person is like, has a strong conviction that they want you, right? Like they definitely know they want you. And it might start out at first as physical attraction, but later it becomes like more than that. It's like they learn through time that they really do want you at all times, right? With Forgiveness here, this card is kind of hinting that this could be someone from your past, like I mentioned. So it could be a person coming back who's grown in all these qualities, right? It could be someone that's grown in their assertiveness, like maybe before they didn't really share too much with you, or maybe they didn't like show that they cared about you, and now they're coming back and they're like showing like times 20 how much more they care about you. Like they're making it clear, like they're like, I've missed you, I realized what I lost, I'm coming back, I want it again, I want you again. And so this is where it's going to get off to a great start, because this person's totally changed. They went through a transformation, right? Very 8th house scorpionic kind of energy that they went through this transformation. The other thing that I'm saying, if this is not a person from your past, and I'm even getting for most of you that this isn't a person from your past, that's just like a rare few that it is. If this is not someone from your past, I am seeing this person's going to help you forgive certain people in your life. And specifically with this 10 of Cups coming through, they're going to help you forgive, or you're going to help them forgive, or they're going to help you forgive your family dynamics that you guys were going through throughout your life. There's this vibe of like you helping them release tensions and fears about their family. And it's going to happen kind of right off the bat is kind of what I'm seeing. But yeah, let's get the Astro Dice to get a little bit more clarifiers on what's going on. We have the 6th house, the Sun, and Cancer. Yeah. One vibe I'm getting about this person with the Emperor and the Sun card here, first of all, I think they have a very strong presence. They have a very authoritative presence. I hesitate to say authoritative because it's not like they have authority. It's just that they have kind of like conviction, and they like are not afraid to like show you off in front of people, even if it's like people, how do I put it? Even if people are like antagonistic towards you or your relationship, they're not afraid to show you off, and they're like, this is my partner, whether you like it or not. Like, this is my person, and you're gonna have to deal with it. This person's definitely gonna fly in the face of authority. So it's not really that they're authoritative. It's just that they can equally match other authority figures. We'll put it that way. They can equally match other authority figures' energy and communicate with them on their language, right? They can communicate easily with other authoritative people, and they have this way of like bridging the distance with them to like, it's like when you're like a kid and like someone's picking on you and you finally stand up to them, right? And then the bully backs down. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. This person definitely stands up to bullies. This person definitely, how do I put it? They just can match authority, right? They can speak authoritative language. They can speak, power. They speak the language of power, even though on the inside with the Cancer here, they're definitely more like gentle on the inside. Like, this person is more sentimental. They probably have a good memory. With the sixth house here, I feel like this person, it's weird. They're not afraid to make enemies, but at the same time, they don't have a lot of enemies because they're not afraid to make enemies. It's kind of a weird contradiction. It's like people find their ability to like state their opinions forcefully is kind of like reassuring. And that's mostly the vibe that they get from people, is that people feel like, wow, I feel really reassured. Like, this person is like, I think the people that are, how do I put this? Their attitude inspires loyalty in their friends, in their relatives, anyone that they stand up for, it inspires loyalty. I think this person could have some followers. Not followers in the sense of like blindly following them, but just some people who are like, I respect them because it's like endearing how they know what they want, basically. So with the Cancer symbol here, I do think they are sensitive on the inside. And yeah, let's get some physical traits. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one back, but I'm not going to. Okay, so they have nice feet. You like their feet. This is first impression of their body, right? That you might notice about them. We got kissing again. Kissing came out in group 1, but this is basically indicating that the first kiss is going to be really good. The first kiss is going to be a big sign that you guys are going to realize once you kiss them the first time. It's like, wow, like this feels really, I'm feeling really connected to this person. Soft is interesting. I feel like this person, even though they have that convicted side to them, they have a soft side to them, but they also have softer features, right? So even though they're like mysterious and kind of like dark and scorpionic, they don't have like hard, rough features. They have like softer features. Neck, they have a really nice neck. Whatever that. Now the thing is with these things, I'm not picking specifically what the neck represents or what type of neck it is, but I am reading these energies as like what these energies represent to you that you already like in your type. So for example, they're going to have the type of neck that you like on a person. Like if you like a specific type of neck on a woman or a man, this is going to be that type of neck for you. Touch is interesting. This goes back to the Two of Wands energy strongly. This I can't elaborate on. Their touch is going to feel electric, right? Like it's going to feel so good. Like this is the kind of like, this is the kind of sex that like makes you feel like you have like unlimited possibilities open to you, right? This is kind of like, whoa, like I can do anything. Like it's very empowering intimacy that you guys are going to have together. I'm not going to go too much into detail because this is not an 18 plus reading, but it's a very powerful charged energy is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. To the point where it's very mind expansive. It expands your mind a little bit. Also voice. So whatever voice is the most comfortable for you guys, I'm seeing they have a comforting voice. And then also the voice can also deal with, since we just talked about touch and electrifying, their voice can also stimulate you in that way. Curious to see more. I think that this person is interesting. They really have this strong conviction to you. But there's almost this vibe that you guys like want to see how things play out. Is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like they might have a strong, how do I put this? They might have a strong attraction to you. And they might know they want you. But you guys are just kind of curious to see more. Like a first impression for you is like, I'm curious to see what's under the hood of this car. You know, like I'm curious to see what you're working with, you know? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So you're kind of wanting to see their psychology, their inner depth, what's going on inside them, what's going on inside their mind. I think you want to get to this sensitive inner core. You want to explore that a little bit more. That rhymed. Yeah, this person might, with that rhyme that I just said, right? This person might, there might be moments where you guys are speaking to each other and your communication sounds like sing-songy, if that makes sense. Like, not in a weird way, but it could be that like you guys learn that like when you guys talk to each other, like one person rhymes with the other person's sentence. So for example, one person could say like, I'm dying to see where you go. And the other person's like, hey, let's go to the snow. You know, it's just something like that. Like someone like, there's some kind of vibe with your communication connecting pretty easily. Okay, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you resonated with my energy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to end the reading. Thank you guys for letting me read for you. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. We're going to move on now to group 3 with the Amber. Hope you guys enjoyed the first impression of your future spouse. Bye. Hey, group 3. This is if you picked the Amber, this lovely, cool amber stone. I don't know if you can see the pattern in there. There's kind of a glare from the lights, but there's also a cool pattern in that stone. Amber's not really a stone. It's like a, what's that type of material? Akashic or something, where it's like living or something like that. Because it's made from like tree sap, right? So anyway, let's get into your reading. So for your first impression of your future spouse, we have 3 oracle cards we're going to start with, and then we're going to get into the tarot cards. So the first oracle card is the Animal Spirit Oracle by Kim Kranz. So we're going to get one of these cards here for your first impression of your future spouse. We have Eagle. Cool. Then we're going to get this is the Citadel of Fantasy Oracle, and the author is Fez Inkwright. Or the creator is Fez Inkwright. I don't know who Fez Inkwright is, but it's the person who did this deck. There we go. So we have the Sailor coming through for you guys. We also have the Champion and the Alchemist. I'm just going to read briefly what the words are on these, but I'm going to use the Sailor for the main message. We have the Alchemist, we have balance, invention, and destruction, and the Champion, achievement and downfall. So on one hand, we have a little bit of creation and things being destroyed, and on the other hand, we have things that are you're successful or you're falling from that success. So a little bit of like up and down energies with both of those cards, like back and forth. There might be mixed signals coming from your first impression of your future spouse, in the sense that they might seem one way, say something and seem one way, but say something else, or vice versa, something along those lines. I think that'll probably get worked out in time, though. But that's something that I'm seeing right off the bat that kind of could come up. Okay, let's get a Love Story Oracle card for you guys. And we have True Love. Yeah, I would not worry about, obviously this is going to be someone you marry, right? So you're going to, and you have your free will in marrying this person. Well, most people do when they marry someone. But still, with true love here, this is going to be someone who is like true love, like authentic, real, true love. Even if this is like an arranged marriage, for example, this is definitely going to be true love. So let's get your tarot cards. So we have the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong. Before each group, I've been doing 1 or 2 shuffles. Just to Okay, let's see. See what needs to come through for the tarot cards for group 3's first impression of their future spouse. We have this card coming through. We have the Sun. You have a lot of positive cards so far. The Eagle has like the Sun in it, and the Sailor's a really great card to have. Let's see. Let's draw the rest of them. So your next card, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. And we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Wow, a lot of reverse cards. Okay. Let's move these up just a tad. Okay, let's see here. Well, the Sun flipped up upright, so I'm inclined to say this is the most important energy for this connection as far as the tarot cards go. And the Sun generally relates to happiness, positivity, joy, success. Yeah, let's keep going. This is such a strong connection. This is such a strong connection, and this is one of those times where love is like at first sight, basically. Like love happens at first sight. Love happens right off the bat. Like when you get your first impression of your spouse, it's all gonna feel very, very good. The vibe though that I'm getting with a lot of these other reverse cards down here, which is a little bit different than the vibe of the like perfect happy love that I'm picking up from the rest of the cards. There is this vibe of how they perceive you or how you think they perceive you. So even though the connection's really good when you meet your future spouse, and it feels very good or it feels very positive, there's a lot of worries that need to be worked through. The one thing I'm seeing with the Three of Swords is that you guys might be feeling a little doubtful initially when you get into this connection of like, is this person gonna break my heart? I feel like you guys have, you're recovering from a heartbreak, or you're recovering from some kind of pain before you meet this person. And so it's kind of like you just have this worry of like, wow, like, is this person going to break my heart? It's almost like you're like this person down below here who's holding on to the challenge, right? Which is kind of represented by the sword. I can't remember what deck. Oh, it's the Forest of Enchantment Tarot that has the swords as challenges. And so one thing that I'm seeing here is like you're holding on to this kind of like challenge of like the past, right? I think the sword's even cracked a little bit. If you can see that, it's like right there, it's like cracked. So you're holding on to this kind of like broken sword when really you have these two other swords available. It's like twice the strength coming from this person, but you're kind of like worried about this thing happening again. The Sun represented here at the very end of this reading indicates that you don't have to worry about this breakup happening again, if that makes sense. You don't have to worry about someone coming in and, you know, how do I put this? Giving you the world and then taking it away, right? You don't have to worry about that. The Three of Swords talks about a fear, though, that this could happen. The other vibes that I'm getting with the Two of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed, there is a sense that this reading is more about like how you think your spouse perceives you. Like, I feel like you guys are people that are more concerned with how other people think of them or how other people think of you versus what your impressions are going to be of someone else. So I think that even though it's going to be your impression, a lot of your impression of this person is going to be focused on how are they viewing me, right? And so we get that here at the Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. I do have a reading that is on my channel somewhere. I think it's kind of recent, but it's like your future spouse's first impression of you. And it's very similar to this one, but it's like your future spouse's perspective, right? You guys might be interested in that reading. But let's get into, I want to get more into like your guys' perspective, and then I'll get into their, how you're perceiving their perspective towards you, right? So first of all, your perspective towards them, you feel like they're a strong leader. I feel like you feel like this person wants their independence. I feel like you feel this person is majestic in certain ways. I feel you feel like this person is powerful. You feel like this person is, a leader is like putting it simply. I feel you feel like this person has like a, what's it called? Like a feeling for the future is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like a feeling for the future and way things are going, or a feeling for like planning essentially, and like how things are going, how things will develop, stuff like that. There's this vibe of like futureness to this person. So I feel like you think this person's very like, they think ahead, basically. They see 2 steps ahead, they see 3 steps ahead, they think ahead. So I feel like you feel like this person like thinks ahead very much. Your other first impression of this person with new influences and wanderlust, you might find them kind of like an adventurer, or kind of like someone who's kind of romantic in the sense that like they like to go on adventures, they like to do things. With new influences and wanderlust, I think this person, with the sailor here, it's almost like this person likes to go on voyages or trips. The other thing too is this person with the fish here, obviously this person could be a Pisces, but I am seeing this kind of dynamic a little bit with them that you guys might notice, but this is more like a deeper cut, like more than the first impression, but I'm going to point it out anyway because I'm seeing it. With the eagle here, and eagles eagles pretty much eat fish, so they go down and they can eat like salmon. I think they eat salmon or something. I don't know what eagles eat, but they eat like, they can eat fish, I think, or they in my situation, I'm seeing them eating these fish, right? So I feel on one hand, this person's very much like the fish, like an explorer, like who wants to keep swimming and journeying forth and learning new things and kind of expanding their mind in that way, always looking for something new, something different, and journeying forth, right? I feel like this person I feel like this person's very intuitive. And they like to explore the subconscious realms of their mind, and they like to swim through it as fast as they can, or as quickly or swiftly as they can, and get to the other end, right? But I think that this eagle, this part of them that wants to take charge, this part of them that's organized, this part of them that wants leadership, comes down and tries to like attack this part of them that's inside them that is like exploring their subconscious mind. So there is a little bit of a war going on between this person. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, this person has that little bit of achievement versus downfall versus up or down or whatever. It's like this person has 2 sides to their personality, and it's kind of being represented here in this kind of situation. You know, the eagle's coming through today again, and this is also a symbol associated. Eagle can be associated with Scorpio. We've had a lot of Scorpio influences in today's reading. So I'm kind of thinking that's like maybe a theme of a lot of people watching. There's a lot of Scorpio energy present in these piles. There's like some Scorpio pops up in every single group so far. So keep that in mind. It's like leaning heavy towards that. But yeah, let's see. With the sailor, with the fish here, I feel like you guys really like to explore. You like to journey forth, you like to travel. With the sailboat here, this person, you might get the feeling that this person likes journeys or sailboat, or that they want to escape. That's kind of the vibe that's coming through. This person you might feel like this person wants to escape often, or wants to like go on trips or something, or escape reality or something like that. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here with the fish too. Which is interesting because it's very much in contrast to their leadership vibe. The fact that they could take charge, or they could be strong, or they could be independent. They see into the future pretty clearly, right? And they're not afraid to like shine, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting with the sun energy here and the sun card here. It's like they're not afraid to shine and be the bright star in the room, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. This relationship is true love. And one message that I'm getting for you when you meet this person, it's gonna feel like your heart is singing. And I know that's kind of a weird thing, but it's like if you listen really carefully, or if you were ever in public with them or whatever, and you're spending time with them, and maybe they're like holding your hand, or you're holding their hand, and you like close your eyes for a second and you like look within yourself, it's like you'll feel music. Like you'll feel music coming from your heart, and it's the song of love, right? I know this sounds very abstract and stuff, but trust me, guys, you're gonna feel your heart beating differently, right? Like your heart, it's gonna feel lighter in your chest, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, and it's gonna feel like emanating music. I feel like this person is gonna make you feel very sing-songy, especially when you first meet them. You might actually sing a lot to them, or music might be a big part of your life between both of you. I think oftentimes you guys will be trying to find music that matches your feelings. the way this works is like, I feel like you're going to be feeling this music coming from within you, and you're going to be looking for songs to match your feelings to describe it. So you can like, I think it's mainly just to show your friends and relatives how you're feeling towards this person. I feel like you want a song to describe the emotions that are going, because this seems like such a profound connection. I feel like you guys who picked this group, this is a profound marriage that's coming into your life. This is someone who, it's beyond the physical, it's beyond the material, it's very spiritual in nature. Now it's interesting because we have this Three of Swords here and these cards of like, it's not really doubt, it's just how you think they're perceiving you. So I think there is a little bit of communication that needs to be had when you guys first start getting together, because there's these ways they're perceiving you, or these ways you think, right? You think they're perceiving you. They are represented as a little bit of blocks in the connection that are going to be worked through. I see that for you guys. I see you guys working through them. It's just kind of the first impression of how. So first of all, with Ace of Pentacles in reverse, this Ace of Pentacles tends to remind me of like friendship or business partnership or something like that, or someone who's focused more on money or friendship. So I feel like this person might come across to you as more of a you might feel like they want more of a friendship from you and something less romantic, even though they probably do want something romantic. They want a marriage, right? But there's a vibe of friendship coming from them, that they treat you as kind of like a friend, basically. With Ace of Swords here too, they treat you as someone who's really smart and intelligent. They view you as very intelligent. So you guys are kind of coming into a connection with a person who like maybe talks about your intelligence or compliments you, and like they're like, oh man, you're so smart, or you're so intelligent. I can't believe you thought of that idea. Like, what a great idea to think of. I feel like this person expresses those things to you quite a bit, at least when you're first engaging with them. So you kind of get the vibe that intelligence is important for this person. And I think this is a block because I don't know if you guys see yourselves as intelligent, as intelligent as you really are. And so with this Ace of Swords energy, it's just coming through that you guys they might be complimenting you on something that maybe you perceived as not even a weakness. It's like something you didn't even realize you had. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's like you didn't even realize you had, like, you were smart or intelligent. And part of it too is this person is very enamored with the way you think. You know, that's something that's coming through, is this person's very enamored with the way, they love the way your mind works. This is like something that is, which is funny because your heart is what you're like trying to show them. You're like, look at how I feel, you know, or to your friends and family, you're like trying to express your heart. But this person's very focused on like how you think and how your mind works. Like they're very interested in that. And that's kind of the first impression you get, because I think a lot of this, when you first meet this person, is a lot of them like complimenting you, saying things to you. And so they might even say stuff like, you seem like you'd be a really good friend, or they might say something like that. This is not to indicate they don't want a romantic thing with you. They're just trying to say like, they think you're like a good friend or a good partner or a good person. And with the Ace of Swords here, this is also them complimenting your intelligence. With Two of Swords, they might point out a few times about your lack of balance. And balance is very broad in this reading. Like, I want you guys to take it very broadly and not get too specific about it, because for some of you, it means actual balance. Like maybe you guys fall over often, or you like, as you walk and stuff, you like trip or fall over, or like you don't have good balance or something like that. For others of you, this is like, balancing like priorities or something like that. This is like talking about like maybe you don't balance the priorities in your life correctly, and so they kind of comment on that, like, man, maybe you should do this instead of that. So balance is coming through very broadly. So take it very broadly, you guys. It's coming through as like a very non-specific message. So they might comment on your balance or poor balance or lack of balance. And so you guys might get the impression based off this imbalance thing that they might not like you, because it when they say it, it's not something that, and the thing is, they're not like complimenting you or dissing you when they say this. They're just kind of pointing it out. They're not really saying it in a nice way or a mean way. They're just kind of like pointing it out. But you might get the vibe that like they don't like you because they're saying this. And like I said, a lot of this is coming from your guys' insecurities about a previous relationship, a previous heartbreak. And so there is some kind of like healing that you'll go through with this person. It's not going to be like, even though it's true love and you feel these feelings right off the bat and you're feeling all these amazing feelings, right? And they seem so wonderful. They seem so magical. They seem like this perfect image of like masculinity, right? And they have this perfect blend of like an intuitive nature to them, an explorer side to them. And I do feel like you feel really happy in this connection. You feel like they're a very positive person, right? This person's coming through as a very positive person in general. There is this feeling that like, what if they leave, right? There's this feeling like that's kind of behind that. I don't think this person will leave, but there is that fear that I'm seeing here for you guys. So I think it's going to amplify a little bit of these things that are coming through as blocks or coming through as things that you think they view you as. But I think over time, you'll learn that these are not negatives, if that makes sense. I feel like over time, you're going to learn that this person views these things. First of all, they're going to view your lack of balance as endearing and something that they can fix and help. The only reason they're pointing it out is because it's something they eventually want to help you with, right? So for example, whether you have poor balance in your like coordination or something like that, they might want to walk you through some like physical exercises or like physical, what's it called? Physical therapy or something like that to help you regain your balance. If it's something with mental priorities, like nagging thoughts or something like that, they're going to want to walk you through those nagging thoughts so you can create balance in your mind. They want to rebalance the situation with you and in your life. They want you to feel like you are not tipping over all the time, because there's this feeling of you guys like tipping over that they kind of see. You guys might be so used to it that you don't even realize that you're tipping over, but there's this vibe to you that you're always tipping or swaying or something like that. And so they're going to try to work with you on that. It could be physical, could be mental, could be like with life priorities, stuff like that. Remember, balance in this reading, very broad term, very broad term. With Ace of Swords here, the thing that I'm seeing with Ace of Swords is eventually you guys are going to start to realize, like, you know what, maybe I do think of some good ideas. I think over time, as they keep pointing these things out, because they're very fascinated by your mind, right? And it might be one of those things too, where maybe no one else has pointed it out before, because this is something that they appreciate about you that's very unique to your guys' connection, right? It might be something that maybe other people haven't pointed out your intelligence before, because no one's really like appreciated the way you think in that way. And this person really loves the way you think. They love your intelligence. They love the way your mind works. They love the way you come up with ideas and concepts. There's just this strong vibe of that. And I think that it just is going to take some getting used to getting complimented on that, because not a lot of people have complimented you guys on that in the past, right? Not that you have a bad mind or a good mind. It's just that this person, your spouse in particular, really loves and enjoys your mind, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you guys are going to learn too that your spouse appreciates friendships more than anything. And the fact that they see you as kind of like a friend first is a good thing. It means means your connection's going to last for the long term, right? Because they see you as that friend first kind of vibe, right? This person's looking for a best friend romance. Like, this person's looking for that person that they can marry that's also their best friend. Like, they want it all with that person. Romance, best friend. I also think even like with the Ace of Pentacles here, there might be something related to money in this connection, like windfalls coming in or something like that, where every once in a while you guys, especially with the Sun card here with representing success, there's this vibe that maybe like there's like could be windfalls in the connection. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag for your first impression. There's a lot of like represented them by the Oracle cards, and then these cards represent like how you think they view you, but those are things that are going to get worked over time. But your first impression is more focused on like, how are they viewing me, rather than like, how am I viewing them for this group? Because I feel like you guys are just in general more concerned with how you appear to others than how you are like viewing and judging others and how you're experiencing in that way. So let's get some Astro dice to roll real quick to get some more information. We have, oh my gosh, so weird. Okay, so Scorpio and Pluto came up in the first group, and then we have 6th house, which came up in the second group. What is up with these Scorpio energies today? Wow. Yeah, with this balance thing, with the Pluto in the 6th house here, they might want to transform your health picture. They might want to help you get healthier. They might want to help you be a healthier person. There's something about your mind, or being healthy with your mind and body and something like that. With Scorpio, man. Okay, so this is not an 18 plus reading, so I can't say the message that I was just thinking. But yeah, this... you're gonna basically love I'll say you're gonna love this person's body is kind of the vibe that I'm saying. You're gonna love this person's body. This person is physically your type. And yeah, let me see if I see anything else with these astro dice real quick. I'm not getting too many messages other than that, so I'm going to move on to the physical traits. So we're going to get these physical traits. These physical traits, whoa, that's a lot for this group. These physical traits are just representing what you guys find comfortable about your person. Like, they're going to have certain aspects in their looks and their appearance that are going to be things that you're used to or that you like or that you appreciate in someone in the past. So this is kind of, think of this as the section where it's like, you know, your type basically, or like your physical type. You're going to have similar things to your physical type. And if you have, with a lot of these cards right here, a lot of these are popping out, you guys might be people who have like a wide spectrum of physical types. So this part of the reading might only make sense in retrospect after you've married your spouse. You'll look back and you'll think like, oh wow, oh my gosh, they had this, they had that, they had this. You know, if you guys get that far, if you come back and watch this reading after you're married, you have to let me know in the comments if that's the case. Okay, so let's see, you have jaw. They're going to have a jaw that's very, like jaws that you like or jaws that you typically like. If you guys like wide jaws, they'll have a wide jaw. If you like narrow jaws, they'll have a narrow jaw. With posture, this person has a really good posture. I'm getting something about this person being really physically fit or physically put together. I think this person stands tall is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, even if they're not tall, they stand tall and they look impressive when they enter a room. With calves, they have really good calves. They're gonna have calves that you normally like. They also have hips that you typically like. They have eyes that you like. I'm hearing too that the color of the eyes is something that you find comforting. You find the eye color comforting. And I'm even getting specifics like, so for example, if they have like brown eyes, if they have that like red tint under their brown eyes, you're going to find that red tint underneath their brown eyes comforting. If they have like a yellow tint underneath their brown eyes, you'll find that comforting. If they have blue or green eyes, however the shape or patterns in the iris or something, you're going to find it really comforting to look into this person's eyes. With figure, I'm going to put that by posture. They hold themselves well and their figure is also well. Like I said, you guys are going to like their body. With movement, you like the way they move. Honestly, this person seems like the perfect package, right? Arms, we have arms too. Nose, they're going to have a nose that you like, the type of nose that you like. Hair, they're going to have hair that you like. I'm getting that this person doesn't change their hair too often. Like, this person might keep the same hairstyle for periods of time. Which is interesting because I feel like they're so exploratory in the outer world, right? Like they're always wanting to escape reality or get away from it all. You know, I feel like you guys would go on a lot of vacations with this person. There's also the way they walk is good. I feel like with makeup, if you are a male viewer watching my channel, or if you're just into someone who likes wearing makeup, whether you're male or female, they might actually be really good at makeup. Even if they're a man, I think that they can even help you because they're kind of artistic in a way. Like, they have artistic inclinations. I feel like, and because music was a big part of your connection, I'm just getting this vibe in general that they could be good with helping you put on your makeup. If you're a female viewer watching my channel, like, they might know color combinations really well or something like that. And that's even if they're straight, right? They just know those things pretty well. They have an artistic side to them. And nails, they have really nice nails. So yeah, I think there's a lot here for this person that, as far as like what you like about them. I'm going to go over it one more time real quick. Calves, hips, eyes, movement, nose, walk, hair, makeup, nails, jaw, posture, figure, arms. There's a lot here. So those are the physical traits that they're going to make the initial first impression. I think it's going to be honestly pretty crazy when you meet them. You're going to be looking at so many parts of their body when you guys first are together, and you're going to be thinking, oh my God, physically, they're just perfectly my type. Like, this person has all the things that I like physically in a person. There's a strong sense here that this person looks really good, and that they have like, there's this vibe of like, I'm surprised all of you didn't show up because that's a card I have in here, a little paper that I have in here called All of You. So all of you didn't show up, which makes me feel like this is very specific. Like you'll be looking at their nose and be like, whoa, your nose is so beautiful. Or you'll be looking at their, like, wow, how do you have such good posture? Or, whoa, how are your eyes so like, how are they so hypnotic? Or whatever the reason, whatever their eyes are, hypnotic, piercing. It's going to be the eyes you guys find most comforting, right? Yeah. I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading and you really resonated with my energy, you found this reading super helpful or inspiring in some way, or just like clarity, like if you got clarity from it, please subscribe to the channel. I post readings like this more often. In the future, I'll be posting more readings. I kind of do it when the inspiration strikes, but usually that's like once every 1 to 2 weeks. So with that said, we're going to move on to group 3 with the Spirit Quartz. Thank you guys again so much for letting me read for you. It was an honor and it was a pleasure. I really enjoyed your company today. I feel like this group probably needed this information today because it's just something that your relationship is pretty picture perfect. I'm going to be honest. I think the only thing that is getting in the way is your doubts and the fact that you guys are kind of, how do I put this? Like you're hurt from a past thing, but I am seeing that not getting in the way in the long run. I'm seeing all these little blocks getting worked through. So keep that in mind when you're entering this connection. So moving on to group 4 with the Spirit Quartz. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Goodbye and have a good one. Hey group 4, this is if you picked the Spirit Quartz. So if you picked this lovely, cool stone with all these little tiny crystals around this big crystal, this will be your reading. So let's set this over here. Sorry the air is on right now. It got really hot in my house. I'm trying to turn the air off in between readings because you can like hear it in my videos, and I don't have a good mic set up because it's complicated and I'm lazy. But anyway, you might hear the air like going off in the beginning of this reading or something like that. I can tell when I watch my videos on YouTube on my TV and stuff that I can hear it. So anyway, with that said, let me know if you can hear that in the comments, if you can hear the air going or something like that. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with the oracle cards for the first impression of your future spouse. These Animal Oracle cards by Kim Kranz. This card does not want to go back in the deck, and I'm taking it. It's Starfish. Then I'm going to pull a Citadel Fantasy Oracle by Fez Inkwright. Shout out to Kino Tarot, who I saw this deck on her channel. I had to get it. She has the best decks on her channel. Okay, we have the Priest. Wow. This is some cool energy. Let's get a Love Story Oracle card for your future spouse. Taking the top one, we have Open Up. And let's get your tarot cards. This is the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong. Really cool deck. It has reversals on both sides. Like it has a card for the reverse and the upright, like a different image for both, which is pretty cool. Oh, stuck there. Okay, let's draw. We have, for your first card, we have the 6 of Cups. The second card, we have the 3 of Wands reversed. We have the 9 of Pentacles upright. We have the 7 of Cups upright, and we have the Magician upright. Cool. Okay, let's get into your reading. Okay, let's get into your reading. I'm going to turn the air off real quick so we can at least have it off for your reading. Okay, let's get into it. So your first impression of your future spouse is quite interesting. With Starfish here, especially with this being a water symbol, and then we also have this air symbol over here with the priest. This person's very spiritual, intuitive. This person has a very ethereal quality to them. This person, your first vibe is that they're kind of airy or light or mysterious or whimsical or something like that. There's some strong vibes of like mysticism coming off of your person. With starfish here, I feel like you feel like this person is like involved with many different things at once. Like this person might have a lot on their plate when you meet them. I think this person's very popular as well. I think this person is the star of the show. I think this person is center stage. There's something really strong about this person being involved in all of their friends' lives, or their friends, what's going on in their friends' lives, basically. With open up, I don't want to get too detailed with the starfish because I'm not getting too many messages on that. Like I'm actually my intuition's telling me that like to not expand upon the starfish example as much. It's going to come later. It's going to integrate back into the reading later. But with open up, this is the card that I really want to talk about because I think you guys are going to have this. I'm happy to deliver this news. Your first impression of your future spouse, and I know this is going to come very surprisingly to a lot of you, because I feel like a lot of you don't open up easily to many people, or you don't open up your deeper selves easily to many people. This person you will share a lot with. Like this person, you both will have a feeling of open, like your heart chakra expanding and opening to the point where you just start talking. We see a little blue in here too. It's like green, yellow, and blue. You will just start talking to each other and like revealing things and opening up, and it'll feel very cathartic, very beautiful, very wonderful. I feel like you'll be sharing things that you had bottled up inside yourself for years. And all of a sudden it's going to come pouring out, and they're going to be super accepting of that. They're going to be open to it. They're going to be open to learning about you. You're going to be open to learning about them. There's such deep, powerful sharing. I like this vibe is so incredibly intense in such a positive way. Like there's a feeling of openness, like feeling opened and revealed. And very similar to how I usually interpret the Lover's card in tarot, where you can fully open up and reveal yourself to someone else. I'm seeing that this is going to be a powerful experience for you. With 18 equaling 9 up here as the number, I am seeing that this is kind of like a completion of sorts of your relationships. Like, I feel like you guys have been through the ringer in partnerships, or you've been through a lot of people in your life that you weren't able to be fully open with. And this person, you can fully be yourself and open up. I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to be feeling lighter than air is a first impression of your spouse. So if you're like waiting for that, if you're like curious, like I wonder how I'm going to feel when I meet them, you're going to feel lighter than air. There's this vibe here that you're going to be sharing a lot with them. Like you'll want to tell them everything is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And I am actually being told that, there might be a moment, like if you guys are seeing this reading, don't think too far ahead and think like, oh, this person, I should open up with them because maybe that will make them my spouse. It's almost like the vibe is like it will come so naturally and so effortlessly to you guys that you'll want to open up and want to share. It'll feel very natural and open and easy and communicative. And I feel like you guys, when you open up, you're really respected and heard. I feel like there's going to be a very powerful exchange of information between both of you. You and your spouse, that's going to leave you with this impression that's like, oh my gosh, I can finally be open. I can finally reveal myself. That's honestly the main and strongest point in this whole reading, is this connection with open up. That's the main impression that you're going to get from this person. That's going to be the most overriding, overwhelming, powerful feeling of a first impression. It's going to be so positive. It's going to be hard to beat, honestly. Like, I don't think there's going to be a relationship in your lifetime that's going to beat this relationship. I think that's why one of the reasons why also you married this person is because you have such a strong first impression of them. And you open up so easily at that first impression. With priest, with perseverance and faith, one thing that I'm seeing also with the 9 of Pentacles, this person is definitely someone who perseveres through most things in life because of their overwhelming faith. With this eye here in this golden orb, I definitely think this person has a third eye that's open and activated. I think they see the truth pretty clearly. they see they see the whole picture is kind of what I'm getting. With perseverance and faith also, I feel like they see the whole picture. They know how to approach a lot of people, like anyone and any person. Um, but at the same time, there's some reservations I have with saying that they're actually a people person per se. Because one thing is, first of all, they have a lot of friends and they can like talk to everyone. But the reason I didn't want to expand upon that in the starfish card is because we have this Three of Wands energy where this person is hunched over, and down here we have all these people who are charged and energized by their energy, but their energy up here is like hunched over and like reaching for this thing, like they're reaching for something or trying to achieve something, and all these people are kind of like benefiting off of their effort is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I am getting the vibe that this makes them somewhat of a loner, right? This makes them somewhat of a loner, and so even though they are concerned with what their friends are doing and they could be involved with them in that way, there is this vibe that they're more of a loner. Yeah, they clearly see into people and situations. So they might see a lot of people who have like ulterior motives or something along those lines and not want to spend time with them. Um, but yeah, the main first impression that you get is this person's kind of a loner. They have a lot of perseverance and faith in the future. I think this person just believes good things will happen to them, and because of that, good things do happen to them. With Nine of Pentacles here, this person's very financially affluent. One impression you're going to get from them is that they have a lot of money, or they have this way of coming across like they're fashion forward. They have a lot of money. They're rich. They're extravagant. They have everything that they need in life. They feel very abundant. They feel very secure in themselves. With the Six of Cups and the bird here and the children here in this card, I am getting that this person is good with small animals and children. They have a way of learning from the innocence of these animals and children. This person might actually have a pet or a few pets. They might have a small family of animals, or like they might get along. I don't even know if they have small children of their own, because I see that they're also very childlike in themselves. But at the same time, I feel like they get along they find a lot of blessings from children is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So they learn a lot from them, and they see like how life could be better through the eyes of like a child's eyes, if that makes sense. So whether it's like the innocence of the child or the animal or something like that, something that can't like defend itself or help, like that's kind of helpless in a sense, they learn from this sense of innocence that these creatures have, right? This sense of purity that these creatures have. Yeah, the children are creatures. The children and creatures, like the children and pets that they have, they learn because like there's this sense that like they find the beauty in things by like sense of innocence, right? Because I think they see clearly like all the negatives that people can have and all the downsides of everyone around them, right? And so that's why they're kind of like isolated from a lot of adults or people around them, you know? Even though they are isolated from other people, they still know how to work with others in a way that gets them a lot of financial abundance and wealth. This person's very wealthy, very successful. With the Magician here, they're an amazing manifester, like to the point where this person's very spiritual, right? They're amazing manifester, and they know they have the tools they need to accomplish anything. So no matter what, they're very self-starter vibes, right? This person is someone who is going to like either start their own business, start their own like life program or something. If they want to sell something online, they get involved, they get all the tools they need, and they start that business. They're definitely doers in that way. They're definitely people who can accomplish a lot. They definitely just attract wealth to them. They're definitely someone who like attracts wealth. Money comes to them very easily. They're very open with the starfish here. Like they're a very open person too. I think that's one reason that they really like you too, is because I think you guys are very innocent, and I think you guys have kind of like a sense of purity about you. Maybe you guys feel like you've been through a lot, but you've maintained your purity through that period of time, right? Like you've maintained your innocence. Like even though you've been through a lot, or you've seen a lot, or you've had a lot of life experience, you guys still maintain an innocence and a purity and an openness similar to that of a small child or an innocent kind of animal, right? There is this vibe that this person really appreciates that quality in you, right? I don't know. There's something about like with the opening up here card coming through as well. There's something about like your innocence also being awakened more when you're around this person. So there's a feeling of feeling more innocent or feeling more spontaneous or feeling more like animalistic and kind of like a pure kind of like unfiltered kind of way. This person also with 7 of Cups here, this person, you might get the feeling that this person doesn't like a lot of options, right? That's another reason why they don't really have too many like friends, I guess you could say, is because they don't like a lot of options. They don't like to, how do I put this? They don't, with this 7 of Cups being in reverse with the money, this woman's celebrating the money down here, and then this guy, all the cups, like there's like smoke in them. They don't see new options as a way to get money, right? Like, so for example, they'll tend to stick to the tried and true, or they'll stick to something they want to do. So they're not going to be someone who's going to want to hear advice about like what they can do to make more money or to make more income, because they're really good at doing it on their own, right? They don't need that advice. They don't need help. They're really good at achieving their own income on their terms. So it's like, when people offer that advice or more options, like, hey, how about this? How about this? How about this? They just get disoriented and they kind of find it kind of annoying. And so you guys might get this feeling that they shut down opportunities, or they shut down new opportunities or things that you think, how do I put this? They might give the impression that they're a little close-minded to different money-making opportunities. The thing is too, I've been reading these reverse cards, which is funny because this 7 of Cups is not reversed, but I'm reading it as a reverse card. But I've been reading these reverse cards as like blocks, right? So the thing is with the 7 of Cups, I'm seeing is they might be more open to possibilities if you guys said it, but maybe not in the beginning of the connection, you know? They might be open to doing a project or something new or different if they like know and trust a person and they can trust their expertise in like navigating those things, if that makes sense. And expertise is the wrong word. It's more like they can trust their character. You know, like they can trust that the person that they're with can choose the right things in life or choose the right paths to go down, right? Once they can trust that you can choose those paths, then they'll start to open up and say like, oh wow, like okay, like maybe I'll go with you towards this thing, or maybe we'll do this thing together, or maybe we can make this project work for us, because they're a little bit mistrusting is kind of what I'm seeing when it comes to new opportunities to make money, because they've got a thing figured out for themselves. When they do what they want, they get their own tools together. When they work with their own 2 hands, I'm seeing with the priest, the hands here, they might be good with their hands in the sense that they might really enjoy crafting things or making things or something like that. We have that again here with the magician typically having tools in front of him. Yeah, this person just really lovely person, to be honest. I think you guys are really going to like this person. With the 6 of Cups here, they have a sense of innocence too, but I'm mainly just seeing this as that they're good with children. This is a person who's probably going to want to have a family. They're going to want to have a family. They're going to want to have kids of their own. They're going to want to either have kids or pets. I don't think this person's extremely picky, whether it's children or pets. But I do think that they want to take care of something, or like experience the joy of watching something grow into like a person, or they like to see the growth of things, right? They like to see people grow. They like to see their friends grow. They like to see environments grow. They like to see their finances grow for sure. They like to keep things in a state of growth is kind of what I'm seeing. We're seeing a lot of greenery here too, with the shrubbery around the door, and then the greenery here and the 9 of Pentacles. So I am seeing a little bit that they do like, they're almost like a gardener of sorts. They like to watch. They might even have plants too. The main thing that I'm seeing too with you guys, one thing that I'm seeing is you guys might help them keep their energy away from other people when you guys meet. Or that might be an impression that you get from them. Like your impression is like, man, I need to protect them from people or something like that. Because there's almost this vibe here of like, them being very innocent or liking innocent things, or, you know, not really being sheltered, but being like protected. And so I think you want to protect them as well. I mean, there's such a hard worker with perseverance and faith. I think this person really does the most to like achieve financial stability in their life. So I think it's like one thing that you feel like you just want to protect them from other people who are going to drain their energy. This might be also represented as energy where they spread themselves too thin with the starfish. And so you guys have to kind of protect them from other people who are going to like come near them, or like not necessarily hurt them, but drain their energy. Because we see here, down here we have this guy hunched over here looking for this wand, and then up here you have three people who are just charged, like their heads are just on fire, right? And I see them as kind of like the opposite side of this person's energy. So there's just a little bit of balancing of the scales that needs to happen, and I think you guys are going to easily do that or help them with this, because that's really the only block that I'm seeing here with the Three of Wands. Even though I read the Seven of Cups as kind of like a block, this might not be a big issue for you guys. You might think that like, well, who cares if they don't want to do something new or different, because they already have a thing that works for them. They're already making a success of themselves. Like, it's working. So why do they need to do something new or different, right? I think you guys have that kind of perspective with this person. Okay, let's get some astro dice real quick for you guys. We have Cancer, Saturn, and the first house. Yeah, family is important to this person. This Cancer card, this Cancer dice roll is coming up, and this family is important to this person. I think this person works really hard for their family. Like they're definitely someone who wants to support their family. They want to bring a lot of like income into the picture. With first house here, there's something about you guys really, when you open up with each other, really sharing who you are and your sense of selves with each other. I think there's something about sharing who you are and sharing your identity with this other person that's really going to bring a lot of clarity into your life, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With Saturn here, I think that there's something with me mentioning hard work, there's something about hard work being present in this connection. Also, the thing that I'm getting to is when you guys meet each other, this is such a random message. This is why I love tarot, because random messages will come to you and you're just like, what the heck? But someone's going to be sick with like a cold or a flu when you guys meet. Someone's going to be a little bit sick. They're going to have like a cold or a flu, or something's going to be happening with someone's health when you guys first meet. This might prevent a meeting of sorts, or like it might be one of those things where maybe when you first meet, you meet and they're healthy, and then like next week you try to hang out with them again and they're like sick that week or something, or they have a cold or a flu, or they're not feeling too well. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with Saturn, with their like ill health. I'm also getting with Saturn, a first impression of them is that they're a really hard worker, right? They put forth a lot of effort with perseverance and faith. They put forth a lot of effort to achieve their goals in life. They have this way of being like sustainable, essentially. Like there's this vibe of like sustainability and longevity with their projects and connections, right? That's why they don't like this new stuff, right? If someone just offers something like off the cuff, like so cavalier with their new statement, like you should try this or you should try that, if it comes off as too like, you know, like they just thought of it off the top of their head, that they don't trust ideas like that, right? That's why they're gonna, when they trust someone, right, when they trust that they have a good character or values or backing to their personality, they know that they can trust the money-making opportunity that comes from that person, right? They know it's coming from a deep place and not like a superficial place of just like a little whimsical advice that comes off without any real depth of feeling to it, if that makes sense. This person's definitely very deep with the Cancer energy here. Honestly, first group in the whole day that doesn't have Scorpio energy. So this person's probably not going to have Scorpio placements. It's just been a theme throughout the reading today with the other groups. Like everyone had like some kind of image of Scorpio or something like that. So yeah, let's get some physical characteristics for your connection. Let's see. First impression of their physical characteristics. We have ears. These things, guys, are just meant to be things that you find comforting in a partner, that are physical traits. Like if you like a specific type of ear, for example, they're going to have that type of ear. Or if you like a specific type of, These are things that are not going to bug you about their physical appearance, basically. These are things that are going to feel very like comforting, basically. Hips, we have hips, like their hips, their jaw, they have a good jaw. They have nice arms. I'm specifically getting, if you're a female viewer, they're definitely going to have the type of arms that you like on a man. Even if you're a female viewer and you're into women, they're going to have the type of arms you like on a woman too. Walk, they have a good walk. Eyes, they have really nice eyes. And style's coming through. This person has really good style. I think that you're going to notice that they really put themselves together well. They dress well. Like I mentioned with the Nine of Pentacles, where they could be very fashion forward. There is this vibe that they always look good, right? Like they never not look good. They never not look good. It's basically what I'm trying to say. They always look good. And curious to see more. I think that you're really like, this person has a sense of mystery about them too. That's really intriguing. I think this person, there's more to them than meets the eye. And so they have this deep sense of mystery, especially with that third eye energy here. It's like they see a lot from other people, but there is this sense of mystery to them, which is interesting because I feel like when you guys first meet, you open up so clearly to them and they open up so much to you. But it's still like, even though you're hearing so much from them and they're always providing information, it's one of those beautiful things where, especially if you're attracted to people who are mysterious, it's one of those beautiful things where they're going to always be open with you, but they're always going to seem like a mystery. They're always going to, in a good way. It's like there's something intriguing about it, right? Where it's like, wow, this person's like, I want to see more. I want to know more. I want to be with them more. It's like I feel like for you guys, a first impression too, is that you're going to want to be with this person a lot. I think that's what's going to be really hard when they're sick. I think even for some of you, even if they're sick, they're going to want to hang out. Like you guys are not going to be able to stay away from each other to the point where you guys might both make each other sick. Like you both might get the flu or something, or you might get a cold or something like that. And you both will be like sick together or something like that, make each other soup or something. There's just this first impression that you can't keep your hands off of each other, and something like as silly as like a sickness is not going to get in the way. For those of you who are more health conscious, this is not going to be the case, but it's going to be very difficult to stay away from each other, even though there might be some kind of like illness or hardship getting in the way. It's something, you guys with this open up card, there's a strong chemistry with this group for their future spouse that's immediate right off the bat. So if you're already feeling like when you meet someone that you feel closed off, you don't feel like sharing, it doesn't feel natural to share, you feel unsafe sharing, that's not gonna be your person. Your person, you're gonna feel very comfortable sharing yourself right away with them. It's a first impression, so this is something coming up right away. Yeah. If you guys like that reading or like this reading, you can like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. With that said, I really enjoyed reading for you guys. It was a pleasure. You have a wonderful person on your hands. Very sweet, very gentle. Someone who really like appreciates the innocence of others, and just a very pure soul, very intuitive soul as well. So keep that in mind as well. So yeah, with that said, this is the last reading for today. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. I'll see you in the next pick a card or later down the line on my channel. Goodbye.